At exactly 2:15 in the morning, my bedroom door exploded open. I woke up to the sound of shouting, heavy footsteps, and flashlights pointed directly at my face. Before I could even understand what was happening, police officers surrounded my bed and ordered me to put my hands where they could see them. My neighbors watched from their windows as officers dragged me outside in handcuffs. But the most painful moment wasn't the arrest. It was seeing my own wife standing in the driveway, holding her phone, recording every second with a smile on her face. She knew something I didn't. She knew why the police were there, but she never expected what would happen when a detective opened my file at the station, read 2 lines, and suddenly stood up. He looked at the officers and said, "Remove the cuffs, now." Then he turned toward me and asked one question that changed my entire life. My name is Daniel, and for 30 years, I believed I understood what loyalty meant. I spent most of my life working hard, building a quiet home, and taking care of the people I loved. I wasn't rich. I didn't own expensive cars or live a luxurious life. But I had something I thought was more valuable: a family. My wife, Linda, and I had been married for 28 years. Everyone in our neighborhood thought we were the perfect couple. They saw us walking together, having dinner outside, and celebrating holidays like any other happy family. But what people didn't see was what was happening behind closed doors. Over the last few years, Linda had changed. She became distant. She stopped talking to me the way she used to. Small disagreements became huge arguments, and every time I asked what was wrong, she would simply say, "Nothing, you're imagining things." I tried to believe her. I wanted to believe that after almost 3 decades together, we were stronger than temporary problems. Then one day, something happened that I could never forget. I came home early from work and noticed Linda quickly hiding something on her phone. When I asked her about it, she became angry. She accused me of not trusting her. I apologized, because that's what I always did. I apologized even when I wasn't wrong. A few weeks later, strange things started happening. Important documents disappeared from my office. My personal information was missing, and whenever I asked about it, Linda acted like I was becoming paranoid. I started feeling like someone was slowly destroying my life, but I never imagined it was the person sleeping next to me every night. Then came that night, the night that changed everything. I was sleeping peacefully when suddenly I heard a loud bang. At first, I thought it was a dream. Then another sound came. "Police, open the door." My heart started racing. Before I could even get out of bed, officers rushed inside. Their weapons were raised. Their voices were serious. "Daniel Carter, you are under arrest." I froze. "Arrest? For what?" Nobody answered. They grabbed my arms and placed handcuffs around my wrists. I kept asking questions. What is happening? What did I do? But they treated me like I was dangerous. Outside, my neighbors were standing near their windows. People I had known for years were watching me being taken away like a criminal. The humiliation was unbearable. But then I saw Linda. She was standing near the driveway, holding her phone, recording, not crying, not worried, recording. I looked at her and asked, "Linda, why are you doing this?" She didn't answer. She just looked away. That moment hurt more than the handcuffs, because I realized the person who should have protected me was watching me fall. At the police station, I was placed in a small room. I spent hours trying to understand what crime I had supposedly committed. Finally, a detective walked in. His name was Detective Harris. He placed a file on the table. He looked serious. "Daniel, do you know why you are here?" I shook my head. "No. I have been asking that question since they entered my home." He opened the file. He read through several pages. Then suddenly, something changed. His expression became confused. He looked at the papers again. Then he looked at me. He stood up. The room became silent. He walked toward the door and called the officers. "Remove the cuffs, now." Everyone stopped. The officers looked surprised. The detective turned back to me. "Mr. Carter, I need you to answer one question." "What?" "Do you know who reported this crime?" I slowly shook my head. He placed a document on the table. "The person who accused you was your wife." My heart sank. Even though I suspected something was wrong, hearing those words felt impossible. Detective Harris continued, "She claimed you stole money, changed financial records, and planned to disappear." I couldn't believe it, because the truth was the complete opposite. For months, I had been investigating missing money from our joint accounts. I had discovered someone was secretly transferring funds, but I never imagined Linda was involved. The detective continued reading. Then he found something, a small detail, 2 lines in the report. Those 2 lines proved that Linda's story didn't make sense. The dates didn't match. The evidence didn't support her claims. Instead, the investigation showed that someone had used my identity. Someone had tried to make me look guilty. And that someone was the person closest to me. Linda had created a story where I was the villain. But she forgot one thing. Truth leaves evidence. The police investigated everything. They discovered financial records, messages, and documents that revealed what had really happened. Linda wasn't protecting herself from me. She was protecting herself from being exposed. When I finally returned home days later, the neighborhood had changed. The same people who watched me being arrested now came to apologize. They told me they were sorry for judging me, but I learned an important lesson. People can believe a lie in seconds, but truth takes patience. The hardest part wasn't losing money. It wasn't the arrest. It wasn't even the humiliation. The hardest part was realizing that someone I trusted with my entire life had betrayed me. But that experience taught me something powerful. Sometimes life removes people from your path not because you failed, but because you finally discovered who they really were. If there is one thing I learned from that terrible night, it is this. Never judge someone only by what you see. A person can wear a smile while hiding a storm. A person can stand beside you while secretly working against you. But no matter how powerful a lie becomes, truth always finds a way to stand. Today, I no longer carry anger in my heart. I carry wisdom, because losing someone who betrayed you is painful. But losing yourself trying to protect someone who never valued you is even worse. Remember, the truth may arrive late, but it arrives.